Big sight, new, Hank, Coco, big sight. Y'all know how this shit go, you know. All eyes on me.
Hello everyone, welcome to America, and today I'm gonna make something really different, probably something so much different from other videos that I made. This is not going to be my personal opinion. For this is going to be which is better. This is probably going to be a new series, or probably I'm going to make this one video and probably not going to. But right now we are actually going to talk about which is better, Watch Dogs 1 or Watch Dogs 2. This is actually going to be a really big subject for me, just because I actually finished the first Watch Dogs probably 3 hours ago, and I'm not pretty sure 3 or 4 hours ago. So I actually know already what it was the ending, just because I actually see it before so much time. But right now this is actually the first time that I finished the first Watch Dogs, and now I'm actually when I talk, I'm going to show a little bit gameplay of Watch Dogs 2. But the main probably differences between these videos and yours. Okay, let's actually stop this, just because they probably going to catch me for copyright and no one something else. Oh, look at this fucking car, I'm going to take it immediately. Like the thing I want to say right now is which is better. Also, we're actually going to discuss literally everything about the two games. I know here their characters, their voice acting, literally everything that's so important, the story, the gameplay, and the new features and the new tools that it's in the first and the second games, and the second game. So right now the first thing that I want to talk about is actually the first thing, probably the most important thing right now is the characters. Okay, the characters in Watch Dogs 1 are a little bit, for me, personally, for me, this is my personal opinion, so I don't want anyone to judge me for things that I want to say. But like for the first Watch Dogs, it was really, the characters are really boring for me. Like probably only Jordy was the most entertaining character, or T-Bone, like these two, and probably Claire was interesting character. But the others, like, it just don't fit in a good in game. Like in the second Watch Dogs, they're actually they're I really can't say that it's better just because it's going to be really strong. But they're not better, but they're actually some sort of, like, they're actually more entertaining, more fun, and they actually keep better conversations. Like they actually put more really good jokes. Like if we actually talk about the story at now, which we're going to talk about next, like the first part was literally more serious, just because everyone knows that if you actually play it, and if you compare them about the story, like but let's actually focus for right now for the character, just because it's actually the main subject that we talk right now, and we're going to continue with the story after that. Like the main thing about the characters is that first Watch Dogs, probably the main character Aiden and Pierce, like he, how I actually mentioned earlier, I actually finished the episode, but it just was not enough to like him so much like a character, and it was not so powerful. Like in the other hand, in the other side of the coin, Marcus is a little bit better, like his personality, he has actually more entertaining, how I mentioned earlier. He actually made everything a little bit like a joke, like exactly this thing I like more for Marcus. But this is probably the main differences. And like if you actually compare the other characters, like in Watch Dogs, and the first Watch Dogs, the sister of Aiden, probably what is her name, I'm not pretty sure. She's actually really, she's actually good character. Like, you can say so much words about her, just because, but she's actually really hot. I should say only that, And in the other hand, we have here Sitara. That is actually, if you actually compare Sitara and Clara, they're actually really close, just because Sitara wants here to gain followers and take down Bloom, and Clara actually if we progress to the game, probably it's going to be a spoiler. So if you don't want to learn anything about the first project, if you have to play it, so stop it right here, and or skip it 1 or 2 minutes after that. But Clara has their personal way to share her story. And the other thing that is actually more interesting about it, that Clara in the first Watch Dogs, she's again really hot. I mean, we should say that. I don't care what you're going to say, just because they actually are so fucking hot chicks. Like, but the thing I want to say is that in the first Watch Dogs, everything is just more personal. Everything is, and in the same way, I understand that actually the story is more serious and it's more personal, but it's like they actually should make it a little bit more entertaining. They should actually put a little bit more jokes in it, and that's my comparison about the characters. Just because if you actually compare, say, Clara and Sitara, they both have their differences. They both have their different stories, but I actually prefer Clara more. It's not just because of the story, and just because she has actually more is just way more cooler than her. So this is probably the main reason why I actually pick her. I don't see any other reason right now. But and let's actually talk about the characters and the comparisons. I'm actually not going to compare Aiden just because I wanted to go so much in depth right now in all the details, just because it's going to be too much for one video. But let's talk about the story. The story here, I want to say that before talking about anything about story, that in this Watch Dogs, in Watch Dogs 2, the story probably is the main reason why I actually don't enjoy so much the game. Like, I actually enjoy the game. The world is more beautiful. It's more alive, and it's just more actually great and brilliant world than Watch Dogs 1. It have more stuff to do, but the story is the only thing that actually fucking stop Watch Dogs 2 to be better than Watch Dogs 1. And I'm sick of this just because Ubisoft actually screw everything. They actually okay, let's talk about the story of the first. Everything begins when you actually with your friend, you begin studying Pierce, and you actually infiltrate some horror. I'm not pretty sure what is that. Probably some stadium, if I'm not remembering from, but probably we're actually going to stadium to catch the person that actually shoot my niece. That actually, I was the target in that time. Lucky Queen was the person that actually gave the order. If nobody wants to hear it, I'm sorry, but I should say it. Well, Lucky Queen ordered after that the death. But this is too much force. But he actually said to Maurice to shoot me, and I was actually the main target. But but everything happened so fast, and if you actually see the scene, and Maurice shoot actually my my wheel, so I actually lost control in the car, and we actually made the car crash. So my niece was killed. This was actually by accident. Maurice didn't mean to kill my niece. He actually I was the main target, how I mentioned earlier, but nothing just worked so well how I wanted and how he wanted. And then we actually captured Maurice in the first mission, and until the game actually, when you actually in the end of the game you actually had to choose, you actually should shoot him and walk away. But we actually probably we're going to talk about something like this in the next episode. But the purpose of the story of the first one is to get revenge, to get vengeance, and type of stuff, and and to get to the person that ordered the death of your niece. This actually, like Queen, I'm not pretty sure I actually say so much spoilers, just because I'm actually tired to avoid all spoilers, just because it's nearly impossible. Like, the story here is more serious in the first one, and it's more for me. It's more, I actually got in restricted zone, probably like we are going to fight right now. Like, it's really it's something that it's have more things to do right now in the story. It's actually more interesting, and for me it was really great. For me it was probably the best story to, I should say, immediately right now, just because I don't want I don't want to be to have my feelings right now for a story, just because it's not impossible to do it, just because actually this is my personal opinion, nobody can change it. And the story probably is the main reason why I actually keep playing Watch Dogs 1, just because the world in Watch Dogs 1 is just so, for me, so empty. Like, it don't have so much stuff to do. Yeah, you can actually stop some criminals that actually want to do bad stuff. Look at this fucking bug right now, and this is another something stupid within this Watch Dogs. Like, I actually don't like this bug, but and it was more serious, and for me it was just more great how I actually wanted to see. I have a bigger desire to see that I'm going to have his revenge in the end, and how everything going to go. And in the story of Watch Dogs 1, it have more surprise than this. I actually don't play so much of the story of Watch Dogs 2, which of course I'm actually really sorry, and I really can't compare them so much in depth. But the bomb actually exploded, and I died. Okay, no matter what. And in the other hand, the other side of how I mentioned earlier is the story for Watch Dogs 2 that is actually not so serious. That is actually really something that if you actually think it better, it's not so a big deal. Like, this game just don't take it so much seriously, don't take it to the next level to a story. I actually thought when they review the second Watch Dogs that's going to be more fun, it's going to be more challenging, and in the other hand I think that the story is going to be better. But here the main quest is just Bloom. We begin like when we actually infiltrate Bloom, we get into the company. I'm not pretty sure is a company or not, or repair me from work here, but we actually get in there, and we actually try to to repair my name, just because Bloom actually say so much bad things for me. They actually say I'm a criminal, that I'm a threat, and all this type of stuff. And that's it. Like, you actually joined that sect. They actually you join them after that, and the main quest for this game, everything that you do is just right in the end to stop Bloom. And here we have really interesting characters like Range, like Sitara Commissioner, but you just not enough. Probably the Range is the most interesting character, and I was the most curious what's going to happen with him. Like, it's just that. And Josh, in the other hand, he have another good character, but just he is actually this nerd guy that actually knows everything. Like, that the story of the two, if you compare them, like this game, it's really everything is just so great touch in this game. They actually Ubisoft made so great stuff in this game, and then the story, they just fucked up the story all the time. And I just don't know why they actually screw up the story so much, just because this game deserves a better story, just without that. But in the other hand, Watch Dogs 2 Watch Dogs 1 is have the better story, that's without doubt. And the other thing I just want to say is the voice acting of the characters. I'm going to be pretty quick right now. I'm not going to waste anyone's time, just because for me, the second Watch Dogs has better voice acting. I'm not pretty sure how I actually said this, how I actually put my conclusion on. But for me, in the second has better voice acting. The voice acting in the first and second are really close, but for me, I just enjoy the voice acting of the characters more. Like. Oh, look at this beautiful view. This is really beautiful right now, this view. And there's stuff that I want to talk about. I actually say voice acting and stuff. And probably the last thing is the audio. Right now we're going to talk about, like, the audio is in Watch Dogs 1 was really good, but in here actually I say that the audio is if you compare them in both sides, we actually going to hear similar things in the audio. So the audio is it's a little bit the same. They actually, if you compare them, they're equal in that way. But for me, the audio, I just can pick winner in that way. And the last thing I want to talk about before to pick a winner, which is where I want to say what activities you can do in the both games, in the open world, what you can do, what is the side quest that you can do. Probably in one here actually the side quests are more. And let's focus on the first game. Let's actually begin the subject from the first game. Like, in the first game, how I mentioned earlier, I feel the world so empty. I feel the world, if you actually don't do something in the main story, or something that you have games on your phone, how you actually have games here, they are actually really the same games. Probably they are actually a little bit different, but I don't check them so often. But yeah, it's actually City West that control the city. But the main difference is probably is in the first Watch Dogs, you actually don't have anything to do. If you actually don't spend your time in the main story, you literally don't have anything to do. Like, it's a little bit annoying for me that if you don't make the story in the first Watch Dogs, you actually can visit shops, you can sell valuable items, you can sell everything that you don't need in the spawn shops, and how actually they call them, I'm pretty sure. But that's it. Like, that's all the stuff that you can do. Like, in the other hand, the other side of the coin, this difference right here with the second one is huge right now. And how I say it, in the first Watch Dogs, you are really restricted. You actually in the hacking is restricted. You actually can hack all the things that you want. You actually can hack the cars, can hack the cars in here. If you actually press L1 right now, actually can hack them in, let's say right now actually, but this is button right here, and like that, with what we do with the square, we actually turn around the car, and he actually get into the other direction. And this is probably the main difference right now. Just the hacking in the second one is not so restricted. It's you actually have the freedom to do whatever you want, and the one thing is that it don't have so much details about the hacking in the first one. You actually don't have the car models. You actually can see what the people, what are the activities of people, what they do, what are their jobs, and you can actually steal the bike cards. But for me, just not enough. And like in the second one, this big advantage that the second one has. If you actually hold R1 to one car, you're going to just L1. I'm sorry. If you actually hold L1, you're actually going to see the model of the car and all this stuff, so where it's actually created and all this stuff, and it's really something great that you actually have more great stuff here. But in the profiles, like you can actually see the names and all that stuff, they actually made the profile better in the second one, and it have more fun things to do. You actually have bike races, you actually have race with motorcycle, race with cars, and it's just more entertaining, and actually the world is more beautiful, and it's more alive, and it's just great alive breathing world that actually put a lot of hard work there, and I'm really surprised how actually the world turned out, just because I'm really for me the world in Watch Dogs is more successful, that without doubt. And this was actually for now, but before I actually end it, I want to put the conclusion right now. We actually talk about the first thing, we talk about the characters, and we're actually going to put everything inside right now, and the characters I actually give the winner of the characters of Watch Dogs 1, just because I actually take it more serious. I actually understand all the things that Aiden wanted to do, you know, to get his revenge, and then this is a choice that you should make in the end of the game. I know that everyone knows the choice of the ending of the game, you should kill Maurice or walk away. Everyone knows it, so that's why I say it. That's why I want to keep it to myself. But you know, and in the other side, the characters for Watch Dogs 2 are just not so great. They are just really stupid characters. But okay, let's not say stupid, just because stupid is not the right word. They're not stupid, but how I can say it, you know, to not say something wrong, to not make mistake. How I say it, they actually they don't think everything so serious right now. The story is just not so serious. So I'm probably going to pick the winner of the characters for Watch Dogs 1, and then we're actually going to the story. This I'm going to say immediately who is the winner. He's the winner is once again Watch Dogs 1, just because he has more serious story, and I actually understand motive and the way that Aiden sees things, and the way that, and why he wants all this revenge, because it's actually more clear than this. You know, you should actually gain followers in the second one, in the second Watch Dogs. You should actually gain followers, and when you reach some followers, you know, which these followers that you want from the beginning, can you again take down Bloom, and just that's the only thing about the story. This only the story that can offer is something different, something entertaining. And on the other hand, the voice acting, how I said in second one, actually is better. For just my personal opinion right now. Just nobody can change it. And for me, the first one it's good, but it's not enough good, you know, to you know, beat the second one in voice acting. So I'm gonna pick the winner right now in the voice acting. Is Watch Dogs 2, and in the audio, like how everything sounds about the cars and how the world feels, and I'm going to pick a winner Watch Dogs 2, and like everything, it's really difficult to pick a winner, but for me the real winner, just because they are actually equal right now, they are 2 against 2, they are 2-2, but the real winner for me is going to be Watch Dogs 1. No matter that the open world Watch Dogs 2 is better, it have more activities to do, it have more side things to do, it's just more returning and more fun that I made it, and having it's not so restricted like the first one. For me personally, Watch Dogs 1 win, just because I actually play games, most of the games I play actually for the story. Probably this is the main reason why I play games. Like that's something I love to do, and I actually want great stories. I want to be tell great stories. Watch Dogs 1 have better story, that's without doubt. And like the story is something that I like so much. Oh, I almost kill myself right now. The story is something that I like so much, and that's probably the main reason. Let's kill this motherfucker right now. And that's probably the main reason why I actually choose Watch Dogs 1. But you know, in the score for me right now, they're equal. But I'm going to put the winner right now. I'm going to pick Watch Dogs 1, just because the only reason why I pick it is just because he has better story, and actually I like, you know, the story is the most in the game, so this is probably the main reason why I pick it. So you know, that's what it is. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if I actually missed something, repair me from wrong right now in the comments, or if I missed something really important, you should actually tell me right now in comments. And that was it for now. If this is like, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. And until next time, bye bye. Okay, let's just take this recharge. Okay, I do it. And until next time, bye bye.